Stan was part of Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP album that released in 2000 that took the world by storm, opening in the United States with record-breaking sales for a solo artist that still remains the best so far in hip-hop and now second best to Adele's 25 that released in 2015. Stan was about an obsessed fan that couldn't get a hold of Eminem, and on Eminem's part this was unintentional, but this drove Stan crazy, and in one last final attempt to get Eminem's attention, Stan paid the ultimate price, and his efforts also claimed the life of his pregnant girlfriend that he locked in the trunk of his car. Stan was released before the social media age, but it was so good that it still went viral over a decade later with the birth of social media. And today, kids on platforms like Twitter make ignorant statements like, "Imagine standing Eminem," without spotting the irony. Stan has now been hailed as one of the greatest songs of all time across all genres of music ever, and its impact has been so strong that you can see the use of the word Stan hourly on social media. Stan has now been added officially to dictionaries, which means an overly obsessed fan, and can now be officially used as a noun or verb in our lexicon. Several years passed after the release of the original, and Eminem thought the Stan chapter of his life had passed, only for Stan's younger brother to grow up and plot his revenge. At the end of the music video of Stan, Matthew Mitchell is shown as a young boy grieving the death of his brother, Stan. He bleached his hair just like his deceased brother did, since he was also a huge Eminem fan, but as the years passed, Matthew's love for Eminem turned to hate as he blamed Eminem for the death of his brother, and 13 years later, it was time for Matthew to execute his revenge. Now, the fact that the music video of Stan from 2000 ended with a shot of Matthew at the grave of his elder brother was the beginning of the masterpiece that was able to come 13 years later, which shows that the song and the music video are both masterpieces that complement each other. MMLP released in May 2000, but Stan as a single accompanied by the music video released in November 2000, and this was when we got to see Stan's younger brother, and in November 2013, Matthew got his revenge. I did a breakdown of Bad Guy and you can find it at the link that pops up now, and this unknown sequel, relatively speaking of course, compared to Stan, is what I consider to be the best sequel song ever in music. Listening to it was like watching a film worthy of winning an Oscar for storytelling, and you can picture how life turned out for Stan's younger brother 13 years after Stan was gone. The attention to detail is astonishing, and here's an example. In the original, Eminem sent out an autographed starter cap to Stan's younger brother, and in Stan, if you recall, Eminem first met with Stan at Denver, which was where Eminem told Stan that he'll respond to his letters if he writes to him. Fast forward to 13 years and we discover on Bad Guy that the cap Eminem sent to Stan's younger brother was a Denver Broncos hat. Since that was where he met with Stan, Eminem assumed that they were fans of the Denver Broncos. But Matthew was so prepared for his moment of revenge that he brought this hat along with him when he abducted Eminem to give it back, since he didn't want to have any connections with Eminem and even hated the Denver Broncos because of this. This is hate personified, mixed with some crazy, as you can hear Matthew talking to himself in the car, and Eminem was able to write this and bring it to life with a song. And don't get me started on the fourth verse that brought many fans that feel connected to Eminem's music to tears. The fourth verse doesn't even end but just fades away while Eminem continues, which also signifies how Eminem intends to continue and give hip-hop his all till the very end, regardless of the controversies. That fourth verse alone should be used as a litmus test to find out who are true fans of Eminem, as it leaves a fan feeling some type of way at the end. Do you agree with me about this being the best sequel to an original masterpiece? Tell us below about what you think, subscribe if you haven't, and see you in the next video.